everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
And I'm Sam.
Hey, everybody. I'm Tom Vassell again. Welcome to the Dice Tower Live Board Game Breakfast. Today is June 13th, 2019.
Yes.
So, it's...
Chase.
Once again, we are Sans Z Garcia, because he and Roy Kennedy are at Origins. So, they're like in the exhibit hall right now, probably having fun. And so, we're having fun, too, doing live stuff.
We are having fun.
Actually, we are. We got some cool things that we'll be doing over the course of this show. But we do want to mention, we are like 2 weeks. No, not 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks from Dice Tower Con.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I'm like 24 hours from being on a 16-hour flight. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to be at the end of the flight, but I'll tell you, that flight does murderize you.
Yes, it does.
Because I'm flying to Korea and I'm going to China to Con, but it's essentially a 24-hour traveling period.
Yep.
Because it's 16-hour flight plus a 2-hour flight, which is 18, plus a 2-hour layover, which is 20, plus travel on both sides.
Yep.
It's quite long, actually.
But it's fun!
Well, the destination is fun.
Yes.
So if next... When I get back, if I'm like this, oh, well, I gotta board
it's not about the journey, it's about the destination.
I feel like that's the opposite of what the... I feel like it's the opposite of the phrase. Alrighty, well, let's get going here, and we'll start with, as always, the news. Alrighty, so lots of news. The first bit of news we're both very excited about because we both are big fans of this game. And Starfarer's Catan is coming back.
Sweet!
Did you not know this?
I did. I
okay.
I knew.
What? Here's the problem, though. That's all we know. Literally, that's the box.
It's coming back, and that's it.
That looks like it's going to be one of those mega boxes, maybe, like a TI-4 size? No, TI-4 is square now, right?
No. Well, yes. But sure. I don't think it's coffin box size, but...
Here's what they say, though. It will not be a new production of the old game. The game materials have been completely revised and the rules carefully complemented. The biggest innovation is now the variable game plan, which brings even more variety and exploration of space. But if you want to see like amazing components that came out almost 20 years ago, this is...
Yeah. I'm apprehensive. From that description, I'm apprehensive. It sounds like they're trying to reinvent the wheel.
No. I don't mind. The game was a little too long.
Okay.
And remember, the exploration deck was really small, and you fought the same stuff all the time. So maybe they'll have a better way, like draw a card.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay.
But I'm super excited about this.
No, yeah, I am too. I'd love to get that to the table.
Barnes & Noble has been sold.
Barnes & what?
Barnes & Noble.
Thank you.
I will never, ever feel bad about saying an S at the end of anything.
I worked for them for a few years.
Don't care. Costco's, Barnes & Noble's, BJ's.
BJ's is actually correct.
But I just say S at the end of everything. Heelys. Anyhow,
those are shoes.
It's sold to Elliott Advisor Funds. I don't know how this matters.
Who's Elliott?
Anyway, they also own Waterstone, which is the largest book chain in the UK. So the one guy in charge will run both chains. Basically, hey, we're trying to keep this company alive.
Right, yeah. Well, they're great stores, man. They're super stores. But
I like them, but the internet's just like...
It's hard keeping up with the internet, man.
But I will say the board game selection at Barnes & Noble is probably better than a lot of game stores I've been to, for sure.
Well, it's better than a lot of game stores and better than a lot of any other stores that are out there.
Oh, it kills Walmart, Target, Kmart.
Yeah.
Well, Kmart no longer exists. Walmart, Target, whatever. Depending on which one you go to, of course. Some are better than others, but the one in our area is pretty good.
Yeah.
Even if it does look like someone came through and just kicked all the games.
Oh man, I hate going into the board game store. I mean, the board game section of the Barnes & Noble here, because I'm standing there and it's everything I can do not to organize it.
To straighten everything out?
Because it's like you've got just games that are...
What do people do when they shop? I don't get this. Do people just go to be like, oh, I don't know what I want?
Exactly. It's a bunch of crazy people going in there and stuff.
I go to Kohl's every year around Christmas time. Like, do people just come in here and just go...
Yeah. Yes, pretty much.
All right. Sorry, we're getting off topic. Anyway, who cares? The Umbrella Academy is having a board game come out from Studio 71 with Dark Horse. I don't know.
Shocking.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned, though, because I don't know. Dark Horse is the comics, of course. Studio 71 is a strategic marketing partner to help creators and brands exceed their potential through content and distribution, representing YouTube creators and other influencers and monetizing their brand. Hey, we're here! But I don't know. It's obviously very popular.
No, yeah, the popularity of that show.
Did you watch it yet?
Yeah, I watched
you
the
like
whole
it?
season. Yeah, it was okay. There were some spots that I had to.
I like throwing bowling balls at people. That is how you do it.
That is how it's done.
And I love the soundtrack. But we're getting off topic. This looks like, though, it's based on the comic itself.
Yeah.
Which is a very different thing. Not very different, but it has a different look.
Yep.
All right. Someone asked where the news for Starfairs was posted. I believe it's on Catan's main webpage. Pinnacle is a new game from Mixlore. This is a cooperative stacking game. And oddly enough, not the first cooperative stacking game.
Right.
Wooden shapes, you take turns, making an increasable, unstable mountain. If it falls, the game ends.
I've played a competitive stacking game.
Yeah, all of us have. It's called Jenga.
No, not that. That's not stacking. You're taking things away.
But you're putting them back on top. Well, anyway.
I don't know, but no, I've played another. It was called something Rush.
Well, there's Men at Work. There's lots of.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a two-player. That one just came to mind because it
This
has
looks
the same
super
color
generic.
palette
I
as
gotta
this one.
say.
It does. It looks like a volcano, which looks like what they were trying to do.
Sure, but there's no way I would buy this unless I played it first and knew it was good.
Well, yeah, maybe you, but I think there's a lot of people out there that would look at that and say, "Wow, look at those pieces." And
Yeah, but they're not going to see the pieces. They're going to see that box cover.
True.
Another game that's kind of unique and interesting from Renegade Icarus. This is a GM-less role-playing game. Each player is a collaborative storytelling, building a narrative about the rise and fall of civilizations. There's a deck of cards, and you'll tell the stories, and then you'll build a tower in the middle of the player using custom dice to represent your civilization's triumphs and failures. When it falls, the civilization also falls. It's $35. It sounds really artsy-fartsy, I think, but maybe it's good. I hope.
Yeah, I don't like the cover. Looks weird.
Dungeon Mayhem. This is not a game that I have played, I don't think.
Is that the D&D logo?
It is D&D. It's a D&D.
Is this a D&D party game?
Well,
That's what it looks like.
it's an action-packed card game. I don't know. There was 4 characters in the base game: the paladin, the rogue, the wizard, the barbarian, and you're going through a dungeon. And the guy who did the art's the same guy who did Vast and Root. Okay, so that's not the news. This already exists. I've never heard of it or played it. So there you go.
Okay.
But the news is there's a new expansion pack adding in a couple of the characters from Baldur's Gate, including Jaheira, who's the shape-shifting druid, and Minsk with his miniature giant space hamster. Is that what it was? I thought it was a ferret. Well,
A space hamster?
did you know it was a space
In
hamster?
Baldur's Gate?
Well, do you remember Minsk was kind of like a talking? He would always talk to it. I thought it was a ferret the whole time. Well, no. Apparently, it is a miniature giant space hamster. I don't remember him saying. Maybe he said that, but he was a lunatic, so I just assumed everything he said was not correct anyway. They're probably my 2 favorite characters from that series, and I just escaped. And
Dun, dun, dun.
let's go back. There we go. All right. Tames and Cosmos has a whole pile of stuff that's coming out, so let's take a look at them. So they got.
Is that? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rabbit Trail. Go
All
ahead.
right. Exit the game. There's a new House of Riddles coming out. Ubongo Extreme. You thought Ubongo was fun? Let's do it with hexes.
Extreme.
Then there's Brainwaves. So I'm not sure. No, but this is. Brainwaves are kind of like it's a series of games developed by neuroscientists and game designers where you challenge your episodic memory of recent personal events. So there's like memory involved with this. And
Channel your episodic memory.
one of them is designed by Reiner Knizia. The
He's
thing
a brain
is,
surgeon? That's
No.
what it said. It said it was designed by
developed by
okay,
neuroscientists.
developed. All right.
Okay. I'm not sold on these yet. I'll have to wait and see what they are, too. All right, a new distribution agreement has been struck to bring horrible games to America. This is from Luma. We've already talked about Luma.
Why do we need more horrible games in America? We've got plenty of them.
Horrible Games, of course, has
Just
many
kidding.
good games, but they're mostly known for Potion Explosion.
Yeah.
Although Dragon Castle is also a great game, too.
Yes, it is.
So they were being brought to America by CMON. So
Right.
this looks like maybe there's a change. I don't know. Godzilla, the collectible card game designed by Ryan Miller, and this is coming from who is publishing this? Bandai. Bandai is doing this.
Bandai.
It's going to be a collectible card game, so there's pre-built decks of 50 cards, but then you're going to have extra booster packs, it looks like, and such. I gotta say, does not look good. I mean, that's not an awful cover, but
I am absolutely.
it's a collectible card game, which right away is already on iffy ground.
Well, that's what I was saying. This is completely unappealing to me just because it's a collectible card game.
I will say they are done at 6 months. That's how fast this will
I
go out.
don't know. I mean, coming into this, there are such heavy hitters in this market.
People are going to buy this because they like Godzilla. But the game needs to be, like, amazing.
But this isn't the current Godzilla. This is
Yeah, but that's the one the
nostalgia
that's the
go-
one the fans like, I guess. But here's the deal. Look
guess
what
I'm
they
not
put
a
on the
fan.
cover of this. It's like every monster.
Right.
What are you going to do for the next expansion?
Every monster.
Again?
I'm gonna make up a couple.
No, they're going to bring back the really weird ones, and then you're
Yes.
out.
Then you're
Anyway,
done.
all right. Dice Settlers has an expansion, Western Sea. Board and Dice, this will be released at Essen.
Cool.
You're going to be able to go out. It's going to add the sea. There was no water tiles before. I know. It's a modular expansion, though, and I always like modular expansions because they add multiple things.
No, it's cool.
Aftermath. This looks really cool. This is from Plaid Hat Games. And so you've seen it in Plaid Hat Games. I don't think you've played either, but there was the... it has the adventure book type thing, Stuffed Fables.
Yeah.
And so as you see here, there's like a book, and you'll flip the book, and then that's the map that you're on.
Yeah.
And then you move around, and you're fighting, and
that's
it's like
cool.
a post-apocalyptic, but with mice. Note, minis come unpainted. So there's 27 missions in it, so that's pretty cool.
I want somebody to make a game out of post-apocalyptic roaches. Because you know that's the only thing that's going to survive.
Maybe these mice will survive. All right. Through the Ages.
Through the
Czech
Ages?
Games is releasing New Leaders and Wonders. It's an expansion that has more leaders and more wonders and military cards. I believe
Somebody
they're...
is on point with naming these expansions, let me tell you.
You know what, though? I'm not upset about that because I don't sit there and go, I wonder what's in this.
I know, right?
And it also looks like the kind of one where you're just like, take it out, add the cards in, throw the box away, and put
Right.
it in. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I don't know how many cards are in it, but there you have it. There's other news that's been announced since we put this together, but we'll have to get that next time.
Uh-oh.
Let's move on. We have we played our war game news on Monday, so the other war game news will be back next week, and Origins going on. So we're jumping to the West Coast.
Two brothers set loose in a thrift store. This is Thrift Store Throwbacks.
All right. This labyrinth is amazing.
Yeah, no, sufficiently creepy.
No, like what I mean is like it's a maze-ing. You know?
Oh, yeah, because it's a labyrinth.
Because it's a maze.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's-
Exactly. You know what I love about this one though, Mike?
What?
It's like it's sufficiently creepy. It's exactly what we want to be. You get lost.
like
and,
dank,
yeah, you know, it's just
musty.
like it's always wet for some
Yeah.
reason. You're not
like,
really sure
you know what I
why.
like is when you hear like,
But what I love about it though is like that one like weird guy isn't here
Oh, yeah.
this time. Like
he comes up like, I'm a goblin king.
yeah, he's
and
like
like, no,
creeping
dude,
around. He's
like,
like so
you're a
weird looking, and
trespasser.
we're like, no, yeah, exactly, right? It's like you don't own this land. Like,
Yeah, man, the Goblin King dude's the worst.
I know,
it's like
right?
you can't just walk into any like cave and be
it's
like,
not
well, I'm the
this
king
isn't
now.
a Kmart, you know? Yeah, exactly,
You're
right?
not a blue light special, dude. You're just a creep who's just like trying to put on dance magic dances and stuff. And honestly, his con piece is just it's too in your face. And you know, I would tell him to his face if he came.
Mike,
All right, so this is a labyrinth. So everyone's going to be dealt a couple cards, and these are cards that you're trying to get to. So in this case, I'm trying to get to this helmet. Also, the player pieces weren't there, so we're just going to use Squirtle. And so basically on your turn, you're going to take the extra tile, and you're going to push it all the way into it like that, and then this extra tile will go to someone else, and then they'll use it to push it. And essentially what you're trying to do is create a path that your character can then travel down. So now Squirtle here can go boop, boop, boop. And again, we're trying to get to this. Once you get to this, I believe you score a point or two. I don't know. There's no rules in this game. We had to look it up online. And then you reveal your other one. You're basically just trying to get around to the different spots on the board. And that's pretty much it.
Like, why? We always go on location for these things. In dungeons and stuff.
You got money like that.
Dang, but that was...
Amazing labyrinth. See what I did? It was great.
Yeah, here's the thing though. I love those kind of like the these like shuffle things around to like make your way through.
Yeah, like when you're trying to create a picture.
Yeah,
and you have to move. I'm
so bad at it.
We're both terrible at it, but it's honestly pretty darn good. It's not that bad. It's a fun little puzzle.
Speaking of pretty darn good, our YouTube channel is pretty darn good, and you should give us a follow over there. Go give us a subscription. Check out what we got. We did a top 10 the other week. Top 10 favorite board game mechanisms. Thanks, everybody. Bye. We'll see you in the thrift store.
See you there.
Hey, we're back. Z's still not here.
Welcome. Are you missing Z? Because
Sam is
keep
about
mentioning this.
Sam is about to introduce this segment.
I am.
We're sitting at this table, about to do it.
We are.
Go ahead.
Why the awkward thing?
I'm trying to be exemplary for your next category.
Oh.
What?
Got it. All right. Well, today we're talking about the broadcaster. And this is the guy who feels the need to announce everything that he's going to do before he does it. So, also, it's not only announcing what he's doing, he's announcing the strategy behind it so that other people at the table can be aware of certain things on the board that maybe they didn't see.
Sure.
Like, for example, I'm going to go here because if I go here, then that's going to force you to go there, which will stop him from getting that. And that's probably what you need to do so that this person doesn't get ahead. That's the kind of person we're talking about here. Announcing everything they do for a number of various reasons. And quite frankly, it's annoying.
Okay. This is one where I actually disagree with Sam slightly.
It's very, very annoying.
I like this one, especially when new people are playing a game, because I think it's important to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't care if you can stop me. I'll be like, I'm going to go here because that's going to give me an advantage, and I might be able to stab you. And that gives them a...
That's a caveat. That's a caveat. I understand if you're teaching a game, telling people what you're doing
it's like
as
90%
you're teaching
of my games. But.
Well, I understand that. But with them, it's probably not. Most of them.
Okay, but I don't like the other extreme. We have a mutual friend who has in the past...
Of short stature.
No.
Well, he does it too.
No, I'm not talking
You're
about
talking about
that.
the speedy, right?
No, I'm talking... Well, no, but at least with him, I'll be like, what did you do? And he'll say so. But we had a friend in the
Also
past
fast.
who would do stuff and hope no one saw him do it.
Joe?
And it was anonymous.
It was Joe. We still love you, Joe. Don't take us wrong.
It was anonymous, and then we would look and he'd say, "Oh yeah, I won." But like, oh, I didn't know you even had like 4 territories.
Yes.
Oh, I just didn't tell you I moved there.
Right.
That's problematic too. I think at least I think it's important if other
didn't he hide his
Kaiser
ships
Catter,
on
he hit a pile of ships behind another one. Some people would, because now that you can't do that because it tracks how many planets you have in the middle.
Yeah.
But I think if someone doesn't see what you're doing, you're like, by the way, I moved here.
Isn't that kind of like passive-aggressive alpha gamer, though? Just telling people what you're doing and saying, you should really do this?
Well, that's different. When that's taking it. I agree about that. Although I don't mind in a fight to the death. I'll be like, I'm going to attack Sam. Sally, I can't get Margie, so that's your job. Take her out. No, I've done that before, but that's the same as going, attack Margie.
Yeah.
I don't mind that because that's all part of the fun in those
right
yelling at each other games.
Understood. don't know. What do you guys think? Makes sense in cooperative games to be a broadcaster.
But yes, you shouldn't hide what you're doing then.
Well, of course not. But again, you don't want to push it towards that edge of being the alpha gamer where you're basically telling everybody what they need to do on their turn. You want to still allow them to play their turn. So there is that.
Oh, Vernon says totally not me. We know.
Right, Vernon.
Vernon's just like Joe. No, he'll be like that. Oh, you didn't know that rule?
Exactly. That's probably what he was talking about. Because that probably came up when you were talking about Joe, and he was saying, oh, that's totally not me. That's probably what Vernon was talking about. Let's see. Servilium says, I broadcast and try to encourage the group to do so also. When playing Villainous, I want people to understand what I'm doing and how it relates to my objective important for asymmetrical games. I guess so. I guess I can see that. Understand, this is a general category. There's going to be caveats. There's going to be exceptions. There's going to be all of that kind of stuff. We're talking about people who do this a lot in every game, not just certain games where you kind of need to or you should.
I guess, again, I don't know that this must bother you more than me. I guess I don't mind people saying what they're doing because it helps me know what they're doing.
True. I guess it's not really that. It carries more of the overtones of being that closet or that, as I said earlier, the passive-aggressive alpha gamer where you want people to follow your strategy and so you're announcing what you're doing and why you're doing it and why it should affect what they do and all of this other kind of stuff.
Well, if you watch me, if I'm playing a game and I'm like worried, I will move sometimes and then just sit there real quietly and do the very opposite of this, hoping that no one will go to that spot I need. And I swear I will stab you. The other day I had that game day. I threw my hat across the room because...
You what?
I was going to go on a certain spot and someone else went there first.
You threw your hat across the room.
I don't remember. No, I didn't care about that game.
Let's see. A couple other things. Broadcasting is not the same as alpha telling other people what to do, question mark. It could be.
I find I broadcast more when I play solo. Yes, very helpful.
Thank you, William.
I think no one will complain about that except if like the people in the same room as you, like, we got it.
William says this topic is highly debatable due to the complicated dynamics of human communication.
Sure. Well, either way, this is I don't know. Again, I teach so much, and someone mentioned here they talk while they're teaching, and then it carries over the normal games. And that could happen with me too, I guess. So.
April says her husband doesn't broadcast his turn, and sometimes that's annoying, like you said earlier, because he takes his turn and nobody knows that he's done it.
Well, sure. My more annoyance is when you do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's
true.
The broadcaster. This has been a fantastic topic, and I'm glad we're done talking about it now. So now we will move to the next segment. Let's go.
Let's hit it.
Hi, y'all. I'm Tanner, and this is It Will Fit, a downsizing segment. I'm moving into a tiny house that is 1/4 of my current space, and want to share ideas, tips, and tricks on how we are taking our game collection and will make it fit. Since we aren't decreasing our collection by 3/4, we're left with trying to fit our 2 game closets into 1. Anytime you travel with games or have to move with your games, a huge setback and annoyance is wasted space in the game boxes. This handy game, Splendor, is a huge culprit of wasted space. So how did we fix that? Behold, expansion boxes. Some people say keep them. Other people say throw them away. I say use them for a different game, or use them to organize your socks. Setup and takedown time is super important for me and my wife. But given that Splendor has such a small footprint, it doesn't take that much time difference to set up with or without the insert. Everything fit in this quadropolis expansion box very neatly, which was a pleasant first try mistake. I may print out some nice artwork to cover up the whole different game in a different box thing, probably when we aren't moving. Every gamer at some point will be working within the confines of limited space. It can be hard to throw away a pretty box or a handy insert. For us, Switching Splendor into a small expansion box allowed us to keep an extra game. What game, you ask? That is a question for another day.
Hey gamers, this is Liz Davidson from Beyond Solitaire, and today I want to show you sort of an interesting find, which is Tournament Fishing, the deck building game. It's designed by Greg Mailer, and this is not a traditionally published game. This is a deck building game about fishing that you can actually get on Game Crafter. So in a game of Tournament Fishing, you have an opening hand that's going to contain a combination of casts, hooks, present cards, and types of lure. And your lure is going to matter because it's going to determine what kinds of fish you can catch. So let's see if there's a fish. So you're fishing along this lake and you have these different spots. You're able to scan some of the spots so you can kind of scout out what you're looking for. So there's a memory element to the game. And then let's say that there's a walleye. You need a red bait. You're going to need to get 9 power to even start to reel him in. And then you're actually going to have to turn over fight cards to finish the job. So when you try to reel in a fish, you play fight cards that have symbols that you need to match. And one thing that's sort of interesting about the game is that every card has multiple uses. So this is a plug, so it's a lure. But it's also worth money if you keep it for the buy phase, and it's worth different symbols for fight cards if that's the way that you choose to use it. So the game is about deck building and in terms of making sure that you have the right equipment and the money to buy more equipment and enough symbols in your hand to deal with fight cards as they come up. It's also a little bit about memory as you remember where you found certain kinds of fish. And of course there's a little bit of luck involved because any day on the lake can result in a fish snapping your line and making off with your lure. Obviously, given that I am Beyond Solitaire, Tournament Fishing also does have a solo AI that you can play against. So basically when you draw time cards that tell you what time of day it is, there are cards that get removed from the bait shop and there are rules for catching fish for the AI. So Tournament Fishing is a charming game about fishing. It's a fun little deck builder. It's got some really neat gameplay elements, and I wanted to bring it to your attention because it seemed like the sort of thing that might miss the spotlight. So I hope that you're enjoying your board game breakfast, and happy gaming.
All right.
Well, there we go.
I'm excited.
Interesting triplet there.
This should be easy. All right.
Well, okay, yes, it should be easy.
Well, let's
You're
pass
right.
this off to our game show host, Chris.
All right.
Yeah, so I decided to put another game together. I did Game of Tones last time. Now I'm doing Who Said It. Sam, I guess, is kind of our returning champion, so he'll...
That's
well,
right.
no, we're going to do it the same way. You'll both take a guess. If you get the answer correct, you get 1 point.
Okay.
If you get the answer wrong, you'll lose 1 point. I will attempt
Wait,
to
you
try
lose
to-
one if you get it wrong?
Yes.
Yes, you can end with negative points, sir. I believe Roy did.
I have poisoned you both. The winner gets the antidote.
Sweet.
So in this game, I tried to find as...
Was that Monica? Or is that the first? Was that the first quote?
So I tried to find quotes that weren't too crazy obvious off the wall, but also not so like I need to go to the store. So I tried to find stuff that was sort of in the middle of that. And the Bonacore quotes, I tried, and I think I got them all to where he was directly talking to either Tom, and I tried to find one where he was talking to both of you.
So these have been
Wow, he's testing our memory as well. Interesting.
How many quotes are there?
I did 15.
Oh my word!
Are they auditory quotes or are they
I'm gonna read
written
them.
quotes?
They're written. I'm going to read them. I'm going to try to do my best.
Bonacore?
No, my best. What are those documentary? Like he was a normal man. I'm going to try to do
All
that.
right.
I gotta see
so-
these quotes because I'm.
All right.
So it's serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer, dictator Joseph Stalin,
Or serial killer dictator Stephen Bonacore.
exactly, or a little bit of column A and column B, Stephen.
Serial dictator. How about that?
Serial dictator. There we
Our
go.
first quote.
The Podfather.
I should have gone into real estate.
Oh my word.
I should have gone into real estate.
So we just take turns going first, and
No, you'll both give me like if you think it's the dictator.
I
serial
should have
killer,
gone
or
into
serial
real
killer.
estate.
it doesn't sound like a Stalin quote. I'm gonna go with Dahmer.
I'm gonna go with Bonacore, because I think he may have said something like that when he was moving down here to Florida.
Like he was really annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
does
think
sound
that
like
might
something
be
he
what it
might say.
was.
Tom is correct. That was Jeffrey Dahmer. The full quote, something like I should have gone into real estate and gotten an aquarium.
All right, fair enough.
Interesting. All right, -1.
It's
Now
my
I'm in the
favorite-
hole.
This is your worst nightmare.
That's Bonacore. That sounds like something he would say.
This is your worst nightmare. Definitely not something Stalin would say.
Stop. No, it sounds that's people didn't say that back in his day, right?
Or maybe maybe that's where
He's
Rambo
the-
got it from. Maybe
Is
that's where
Rambo an option?
got
No,
it
I'm
from.
going Bonacore.
That would be a twist because Rambo was like anti-commie. But I guess Stalin wasn't. Yeah, he was.
Who are you picking?
I'm going to go on the outlier. I'm going to say Stalin.
Okay, I can't imagine that.
That was Bonacore.
I think that's how it looked when he said it.
I know,
I
right?
believe he said that during one of your Lupin Louis bouts.
What? Just as a heads up, that's not my worst nightmare. My worst nightmares usually involve paperwork. All right.
The great equalizer, right there.
He really did go generic on these, that's for sure.
I'll go
I
with
mean, no context or anything.
I'll go with Stalin on this one.
The great equalizer right there.
Like says he did Dahmer, Bonacore. Would he put two of the same person in a row? I feel like he'd do all
I'm
three.
going to go Bonacore right on this one.
All right. I don't think Bonacore's vocabulary involves equalize. Whoa.
That's Stephen Bonacore.
I've been
Right.
tricked.
I'm -1 now, baby.
Also said during one of your Lupin Louis bouts.
That's what I thought. That's what I
Oh,
thought.
that's right. When I was teaching him how to.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I remember him saying that now.
Quantity has quality.
That sounds like an idiotic thing that Bonacore would say.
He's everything. Oh my. Quantity has quality. I'm going to go with Stalin on this one, just because that's kind of the whole throw the human mass at the enemy and we're going to come out on top.
I can't pick Jeffrey Dahmer in this one because I can't imagine any way I would want to hear that quote used.
Ugh.
So I'm going to pick Stalin also. I'm going to live and die with Sam.
All right, correct.
Woo! All right. Sam's at 0 now, right?
I am at
Yes.
0, and you're at what?
2, I
3?
think.
Two.
2?
2. I
All
lost
right,
a point in
so
the last one.
I'm coming back.
Can't I set my own rules?
Oh, man.
Well, Bonacore wouldn't ask that question. He would just do it.
He doesn't know the rules.
Yeah, well, and he makes his own rules.
I'm going to go with Jeffrey Dahmer.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, I'll go with Dahmer as well.
All right, nicely done.
I don't want to really know the
One.
context of that quote.
Knowing what a serial killer said, nicely
1 to
done.
3.
I trust no one, not even myself.
Ooh.
See,
See, that could be a quote that he said like during a werewolf game.
Yep. I'm going with Bonacore.
I'm going to go with Dahmer again. No, wait.
Nope. Piece played.
How can you?
Yep.
All right, I'll stick with it, but I'm starting to think it's Stalin.
It was Stalin. So you're back to 0-2 now.
All right.
I don't want you to have control.
I'm going with Bonacore on this because he never wants anyone else to be in charge.
I don't want you to have control. I'm going to go with Dahmer on this one. That sounds like something a serial killer would say.
Well, you might be right. I don't know. Also said during your Lupin Louis.
Yeah.
I should have paid more attention to that.
Do some exercise. Try to look more human.
I feel like he's talking to me, whoever it is. Try to look more human. Who would say that? The lack of context thing is what's really throwing all of these things off.
Nah, I think
Within
it's...
context, I'm sure most of these make sense.
I don't want to know all the context, though.
Do some exercise. Try to look more human. It could, oh man, it could be Dahmer because, you know, he's trying to fit in. Some people don't pick him out of a crowd. It could be
Stalin talking to...
No, I don't see Stalin
Talking to
saying
Khrushchev.
that. I don't see Stalin saying
I'm
that.
going with Stalin.
Gee whiz. I'm experiencing analysis paralysis. Doing stupid.
Pick C, my lord.
Yeah, right. Do some exercise. I don't know. I'll go with Stalin as well, because I don't know what to pick.
Correct, yeah.
Whoa. I was picking an outside chance. I thought it was okay. I thought Dahmer was like, I'm hungry for it. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
Everybody has the right to be stupid, but some people abuse the privilege.
That's too pithy to be Bonacor, I think. I mean, that's too clever, right?
Actually, I think it's this, is that I can see him saying this, but not where he was being recorded.
And then he would wish that he was being recorded. So
No, he wouldn't call people...
yeah, he wouldn't call people stupid.
I don't know, though. That's a good quote.
Well, he would call you stupid. But no, I don't even think he would do that. He's pretty PR related in that respect. He won't say things. He is.
No, he'll say these things to me off camera.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think he's out. I'll pick the opposite of whatever Sam says so that there's a point difference.
Everybody has the right to be stupid, but some people abuse the privilege. I'm going to go with Dahmer.
Okay, I'll say Stalin. What do we got?
No.
Whoa!
What are you so jubilant about?
He studied up, I guess. Serial killers and dictators. What worth is life if you can't be helpful to someone?
None of the above.
Yeah. No, I think sometimes communists would believe that they are helping people. I'm going to go with Stalin.
I'm going with Dahmer. I'm switching here because I think that he's helping. He thinks in a twisted way he was helping people.
Yeah. I'm liking this because I'm
starting
coming
to
out
think-
on top, even if I'm wrong.
I was just starting to say the same thing.
Because-
I don't know if I want to win this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You.
Well, too bad because you currently are. By quite a bit.
All right, what do we got next?
This is how bad decisions are made.
Bonacor. This one I remember. Or
Or
am I just
I
lying?
think you might be lying, but I'll go with it. Bonacor.
This is we were probably doing something, and I said, "Let's do this," and he said, "This is how bad decisions are made."
I think that was also Lupin Louie. I think I got a lot of good stuff out of that. That and your origin, or the one in Reno from like 2 years ago was the other one, because both of you were in that. In some way, I wanted it to end.
That's Dahmer.
I'll go with Bonacor, just in case.
Yeah, that was Dahmer.
All right.
A couple more here.
Sounds like something he would say in a...
The fate of the world could be in this.
Oh man. I don't think Dahmer would say this. This sounds like Stalin or
I'm
Bonacor.
going with Stalin.
I'll go with Bonacor.
It was
When did he say this?
Lupin Louie.
Come on
I got a
now.
lot of gold out of that.
Nonsense.
When you chop wood, splinters fly.
Stalin.
Yeah. I'll say Stalin also.
Yeah, that was.
That sounded, again, doesn't sound like something Bonacor was saying unless he was reading it off a card.
Again, yeah, it's too smart.
Does everybody understand why this is happening?
That's Bonacor.
I'm going to go with Dahmer.
Oh. Had to end it with Bonacore. This should have been the last one. Yeah, this was the last one. So who said it? Stephen Bonacore, dictator, serial killer.
What are our final scores, sir?
Your final score is Sam with 1. You got positive.
Yes! I did better than Roy!
Tom with 7.
Woo! I know my serial killers and dictators.
You sure do.
But most of all, Bonacores.
Howdy folks, welcome to By the Numbers. My name is Hunter Thomason from the Family Showdown. This week we are continuing my Through the Years series where we look at the most popular game on Board Game Geek by year, starting with 1970. This week we're looking at 1975. Taking a look at the top 5, we see the number 1 game from 1975 is Battle for Germany, coming in at 2,455. But it is the 275th ranked war game. Battle for Germany is a war game that simulates the end of World War II, where the Allied forces and the Soviet forces are closing in on Germany. Battle for Germany is a lightweight game based on what the rating is on Board Game Geek, a 2.11. This is equivalent to Alhambra. I don't think I believe this. This brings up a whole potentially different topic for By the Numbers, relative ratings of types of games based on the type of players that make these ratings. Because wargamers may be the only ones voting on this, and they consider this a midweight game, a midweight war game. Looking at the overall ratings of the game, 496 of them, we're seeing lots of 7s, some 8s and 6s, for overall rating of 7.1. In doing some research for this game, I came across an interesting picture posted by Gary Christensen on Board Game Geek. A picture of the infamous Joe Steadman of Dice Tower fame, appearing to be enjoying this game greatly in 2005. So if you're looking for a light war game, Battle for Germany might be the game for you. See you next time.
Happy breakfast, everyone. Now, this week I'm going to talk to you about UK Games Expo because that's what's recently happened for me. So, 2 games, the best ones that I really enjoyed. Sushi Roll. Now, if you've played Sushi Go, it plays very similar, but instead of drafting cards on a turn, you're drafting dice. So you roll the dice, you're going to pick one off of your conveyor belt area, and then you move the conveyor belt on, and I thought that was quite a nice touch. The scoring is really simple, like Sushi Go. You're going to get sets for one, like a couple of the types, they're different sets. You've just got the normal nigiri that just give you points, and there's some extras that you can get. That was really fun and probably one of the games I had most fun playing. The other one is probably the best prototype that I played at the event, and this is Namji. I'm probably pronouncing it badly, but it's the Tokaido sequel. So you're going around this circle track in a fishing boat or something like that, and you fish along the way, trying to get some shrimp. You're trying to fill your net up, but you're also trying to complete these pictures of whales, very similar mechanically to Tokaido, but the new aspects, including player powers that you can pick up along the way, they're really enjoyable, and I think maybe if it stays like that, I enjoyed it more than Tokaido, so that's an interesting one to watch out for. Anyway, 2 games, Sushi Roll and Namji, to check out for you guys, and I'm Oliver East, signing out.
Let's do this! This is a heavy box.
It's a heavy box. Who's it from? You still not telling me? Wow, you went deep on that.
I think I...
Hey-ya! This is cool. Wow.
Oh my word.
Wow! Wee!
Oh wait, that wasn't it. Thing I had. Here's the rules.
Ooh, that's hefty.
Well, it might be scenarios in there, in the back. No.
Or not.
All right.
No, there are some.
All right. Well, here are
space history. He says.
Here are the minis. So let's take a look at the minis. I'll put them in front of Sam.
Wow. Capital ship debris rules.
So let's see if the 2 sides look different. Are they?
Yes.
So those are
One
those are
looks-
huge ships.
Yeah, they are. These must be the capital ships.
These are the second biggest ships. These are gonna have to be painted, I think, though, because they're big, and the bigger the miniature is, the more it needs to be painted. That's a rule, I think. That's a Vernon rule.
Huh. These look really generic. But I mean, not that
Yeah,
that's
but if they're
necessarily a
painted,
bad
they probably
thing.
look. Yeah, and like they don't look like. I mean, is this based on anything?
Nah. I definitely like the green ships better than the red ones. These,
Really, I was just thinking I like the red ones better than the green.
well, there you have it.
Those, some of those look like Y wings, but they look like upside down Y wings. So there's really little fighters. Then in here,
Oh my goodness.
so here, this will take a while, but
These
these
look
are.
like the drop ships from Aliens.
There's a lot of bases and a lot of sticks and stands.
Well, yeah, you've got these have holes in the bottom of them, and that's where they
Hey,
get
the mat is a cloth.
like not neoprene.
Yeah, it's cloth. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
The dice are cool. Do you like these dice?
Those are cool looking, yeah.
The indented ones,
Yeah.
and then 2 decks of cards.
Yeah, it's just
It's a cloth,
it's almost like a silk
so I'm gonna need to iron my board.
pillowcase.
Play
This is a huge footprint, though. Wow.
Well, yeah, I saw it on the table. It's huge.
That is.
However, it says it's 60 to 90 minutes, so that's the thing I like about this game.
I'd say that's maybe.
This has the name Red Alert on it. Is this based on
4
that
feet?
series? Like, are these the...
I don't think so, but I mean, I don't know.
It's been a while since I played Red Alert. Literally, it's been 20 years, I think.
Yeah.
Because I played it before I got
That was
married.
Command and Conquer Red Alert, and that was an expansion for Command and Conquer, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So I don't think it's the. I don't think it's the IP.
Can you open this? Because I cannot get it open.
You're handing a plastic thingy of cards to me. You don't watch my unboxings.
There's more ships in these things, but they look like this. This looks like the same. I guess there's like different cards in these, but the miniatures look the same. Let me see those other two.
Wow, I'm really excited about this, though. This is really cool.
Oh no, this one's different.
We've been waiting for this to come out for a long time.
I forgot about it.
Scout command vessel. Looks like these are pretty.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty much the same kind. I mean, they have a different graphic design to it, but can you get a close up of some of these? Yeah, let me just put them down.
Issue 1 order to 3 units on the left wing, right? Issue
I haven't seen that one before, though.
1 in the center and 2 on the right.
I've never
that's
seen
cool.
that before. And 2 and 2.
That I've seen before. The
Yeah,
flank.
yeah. And then there's special cards as well.
Is there
One
Dark
red
in the
ones.
Skies?
Dark in the skies. That'd be kind of hard to do in space, yeah?
Oh, here, look at. I can't get these open. What's wrong with me? Okay.
Task Force. Is this an expansion?
They do have this one where there's a bunch of linked units moving, no? That's like from the medieval stuff.
Oh, really?
Ooh, look, 4 on one side.
What is this, though? What is this? Did you
I don't know. But if you notice, these cards have different things in the back. There's command cards. There's also combat cards. I don't know what combat cards do.
Oh, really?
So there's like, for example, light speed is a combat card. It says, play this when ordering a unit. This order unit may move at light speed up to 5 hexes, but then it can't fight. That's kind of neat.
There's a bunch of task force.
Yeah, but those are like, it looks like they're just setups.
Yeah, that's exactly what they
Looks
are.
like this is a point thing. 5 ship,
they
battleship, heavy cruiser, heavy
Right.
destroyer, destroyer, fighter.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. And then here's terrain, I guess, of sorts. Looks like you can build a sun or a planet. Look at that. They'll take up multiple hexes to build one planet. That's really neat.
Are they double-sided?
Yes, on the other side it's always asteroids. I guess everything can get blown up. Not that I would blow up a planet. And
That is not true. That is the first thing you did the last time we played Star Wars Rebellion. You blew up Kashyyyk. I want to hear it. All those Wookiees.
And I wasn't even sad.
It's as if 1,000 Wookiees cried out suddenly in horror and were silenced.
Yeah, this is neat. I like being able to put these planets together. Like, look at this. Look how big that is. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. That is.
I'm
cool.
really pumped about this. This is one they wanted Sam to play, and I was like, I want to play too.
No.
Yeah, this is cool. And it looks like it won't even be that hard.
Well, no. I mean, it's the
I will say this though, that I said we play this live, but it's going to be tricky considering how giant it is.
How large it is, yeah.
It's going to take up the whole table.
Oh, but I'm down. I am
Never
down.
say never. Well, that's
I
our,
will do it.
I guess, quote unquote, boring unboxing. That wasn't boring at all. Meteor Storm, that's what this pack is. Alrighty. Oh, and here's like here's a list of all the ships. It's hit on this one. When it battles, it rolls a certain number of dice. It looks like it rolls fewer dice, maybe, when there's fewer ships in it.
Oh. I don't know.
Woof. Alrighty.
That's
well,
cool, though.
I think we still have a segment or two, so let's jump to those while we keep messing with this.
Hi everyone, I'm Doug Jr. And I'm Doug III, and we're from Doug and Doug Gaming, and you're watching A Fellowship of Meeples. Well, I recently introduced this roll and write game to our gaming group. It's called On Tour. It is designed by Chad Deshawn. Artwork is by Anka Gavril, and it's published by BoardGameTables.com.
It is really easy to teach, really easy to learn, hard to master, but still a lot of fun.
In On Tour, you play a band that's planning their tour across the United States. You even get to name your band right on your personal playing board.
During the game, you'll be writing numbers in different states based on the roll of these 10-sided dice. You roll the dice to create two different two-digit numbers. For example, if I rolled a 6 and a 2, that would create 62 to be written on one city, and 26 to be written on a second city. If doubles are rolled, you get to write in a star which can represent any number.
Each turn, however, you are restricted to choosing cities in two of these three region cards that change each round. You can only use each card once, and although you can use any city in the region, if you use the one highlighted on the card, you get to circle that city, which will then be worth double the points if you visit it during your tour. If you ever draw three of the same region cards, you get to place one of those stars, which, remember, they're wild.
Think carefully about the placement of each number, because when all the cities are filled, you'll then plot your tour. In order to go on to the next city, the number has to be either the same or larger. You have to stay on the road and can only visit each city once.
Each city you visit is worth 1 point, and circled cities are worth 2 points. The player that scores the highest wins.
You can buy as many maps as you want to, so more people can play, or you can go to BoardGameTables.com and download your own maps for one-time use.
Well, that's it for A Fellowship of Meeples this week. We'll see you next time.
And that's it for another Board Game Breakfast. We'll see you guys next time. Board Game Breakfast pre-recorded every Monday morning, so we'll see you then. This is the last live thing we're doing today, but tomorrow Sam's doing something live, I believe.
Yeah, doing another Me versus the Internet with Memoir 44. We're doing another thing from the Mediterranean Theater in the new flight plan. So it's going to be the British versus the Germans. Fort Capuzzo is the name of the scenario.
I hope the internet wins.
Probably will.
Because I'm on your side. I got your back.
That's the thing. That's the mark of a good game, when you can enjoy and lose.
Alrighty. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Sam Healy. Thanks for joining us. See you on the flip side.
Thanks for watching Board Game Breakfast. Tune in each week for your daily dose of gaming goodness with Tom Vassell and all the gang. Until next time, I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast, a Dice Tower production. Sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., an amazing place to buy board games. Cool stuff in stock at CoolStuffInc.com.